So if you have been using any AI coding tool to build the web apps, you probably run into this situation. Like you tell it to build something and it builds something. You go back and forth trying to fix it, adding more to the prompt, and somewhere along the way, you just end up with a mess. The AI did not do anything wrong, but actually, you just never told it clearly what you actually wanted. That's the whole problem GitHub Spec Kit is trying to solve. Instead of jumping straight into the code, you write down exactly what you want to build first, and then the AI follows that plan. So, SpecKit is a free open source toolkit made by GitHub. It forces a planning layer before any code gets written. You describe the features, get it reviewed, plan the tech, break it into tasks, and then the AI execute all of that. It works with GitHub Copilot, Cursor, Cloud Code, Gemini CLI, Windsurf, and a bunch of other tools. The GitHub repo has over 74,000 stars, which is honestly a lot for this type of tool. It has no paid plan, also has a MIT licensed and fully open source tool. So before we jump into the demo, let me quickly explain how it compares to some other tools like OpenSpec, which we covered in a previous video. OpenSpec is quicker to set up, uses Node, and is really good for projects that already have existing code. SpecKit is a bit more involved. It needs Python and runs through a proper step-by-step process where you go through each phase before moving to the next one. Some people find that slow, but if you want really solid documentation and consistent result, the extra structure actually pays off. For a brand new project especially, SpecKit is really good. So today we are using SpecKit with GitHub Copilot and VS Code to build a React SaaS analytic dashboard, a real one with matrix card, charts, a sidebar navigation and things like that. First thing, you need Python 3.1 or higher on your machine installed, and you need UV, which is basically a Python package manager. The install is just one command from their website. And also you need Git because SpecKit creates branches automatically during the workflow. Once this is sorted, run this command in your terminal that install the specify CLI in your machine, and after it's done, run specify check and it will scan your system and tell you if anything is still missing. After this, create a folder for your project and open a terminal inside it. Run specify init, then project name --AI and then Copilot, and it bootstrap the whole thing. You can change the last Copilot according to your AI coding tool. It will ask you to confirm the AI tool and your script type. So just pick the right option here. After that finishes, you will see a .specify folder in your project with a subfolder for memory, script, specs and templates. And if everything went fine, you will see the SpecKit command available in there. Alright, so step 1 is the constitution. This is just a document that sets the ground rule for your whole project. Every other command will reference it, so this is important to get right. Run SpecKit constitution in the Copilot chat and describe your standards. Something like create principles for component reusability, TypeScript mode, consistent naming, accessibility and performance. Copilot will write a constitution.md file with all of that. Think of it as the rule book the AI has to follow for everything it builds in this project. And step 2 is the spec. This is where you describe what you want to build. But the trick here is you only describe the what, not the how. Don't mention React or Tailwind yet. That comes later. Run SpecKit specify and write out the project in plain language. Something like build a SaaS analytic dashboard that shows key matrices for a software company. Users should see total active users, monthly revenue, and new signups at the top. And things like that. You can explain it as much as you want. After you send that, Copilot kicks off automatically. It writes a spec.md file under the specs directory with proper user stories and functional requirements. No code yet, just the spec documents. Read through it and check it actually matches what you had in mind. The first pass is mostly pretty good, but it won't always catch everything, so treat it as a draft. Step 3 is clarification, and honestly, don't skip this one. Run speckit.clarify. It goes through specs and asks you some questions about your project. Maybe it asks if the matrix card should show a comparison with last month. Maybe it flags that you did not say anything about how the activity feed handles overflow. You answer each one and the spec gets a clarification section added to it. The whole point of this step is to catch stuff before the plan is written, because fixing things at this spec stage is way easier than fixing them during implementation. There is also a SpecKit analyze command you can run after if you want a consistency check across the whole spec. This is also very useful if your feature is on the larger side. And step 4 is the plan. This is where you bring the tech stack. Run SpecKit plan with something like use React with TypeScript and Tailwind CSS, use rechart for the charts, no backend, all data is mocked with static JSON, white as a build tool, keep components modular with separate files per section. Copilot will generate a bunch of planning docs inside your feature folder. You get a plan.md with the full implementation strategy, a data model MD describing what the mock data looks like, a research MD where it notes anything relevant about the libraries, and a quick start file. Look through plan.md when it's done. If you are using a library that changes a lot like anything in the React ecosystem, it's worth asking Copilot to check the current version and update the research doc. After this, you can run spec.task. This builds a task.md file that breaks the whole plan into the specific order tasks grouped by user story. Each task has the exact file path where changes should happen. Tasks that can run in parallel are marked with P. If you ask for test, they appear before the implementation task. This file is basically the execution script for the final step. After this is all done, you can run spec implement and let it go. Copilot will check all the files and then start working through the task one by one. For our dashboard, it scaffolds the white project, set up Tailwind, build the layout, then works through each component in order. And after some time, when it will done working, here is the final output actually looks like this. Because this is the part that matters a lot. Across the top, you get 4 matrix cards, each one showing a label, a number, and a small colored badge showing the percentage change from last period. Green for positive and red for negative. They are clean and easy to read. Below that, 2 chart panels sitting side by side. The sidebar has grouped nav items with hover effect and an active state so you can see which page you are on. The header has a user avatar, name, and a notification bell with the badge count. The whole thing honestly looks like a real product UI, not a prototype someone slapped together with the Waj prompt. And that's the whole point of this spec kit, because you wrote the spec before anything was built. The AI knows exactly what component to create, what data to mock, and how the layout was supposed to work. Nothing was guessed. Everything came from the plan you reviewed and approved. That's what makes the output this clean. This whole spec-driven approach is honestly just a smarter way to work with AI. Vibe coding works fine when you are building something small or just messing around. But the moment your project has some more moving parts, vibe coding starts failing. Spec-driven development flips that. You spend maybe 20 to 30 minutes writing and reviewing a proper plan, and then the implementation is clean on the first run. A lot of teams and solo developers are already moving this direction because they have hit that wall enough times. It's not about making AI slower, it's about making it actually useful on real projects. SpecKit is free, MIT licensed, and actively maintained by the team at GitHub. It's more involved than lighter tools, but if you want a clean output with solid documentation and a clear record of what was built and why, it's a really solid way to work. Alright, so that's it from the video and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.